Processing is often portrayed as a villain in nutrition conversations, and it's true that careless or excessive heat can degrade sensitive vitamins and phytochemicals. Yet the story is far more nuanced. Heat is also one of the most powerful tools for unlocking nutrients, enhancing digestibility, and making food safer. When approached with understanding, cooking transforms raw ingredients from mere sources of energy into more bioavailable, safer, and even more flavorful forms of nourishment. From a positive analytical perspective, the relationship between heat and nutrition is less about good versus bad and more about intelligent application, knowing when heat enhances food and when it diminishes it. One of the clearest benefits of heat is its ability to improve digestibility and unlock nutrients that are otherwise bound in complex matrices. Cooking carrots, tomatoes, or spinach softens cell walls, releasing carotenoids like beta-carotene and lycopene, which are fat-soluble antioxidants important for vision, immune function, and cardiovascular health. Heat also inactivates anti-nutrients such as lectins, trypsin inhibitors, and certain tannins present in legumes and grains. Boiling, pressure cooking, or steaming beans, lentils, or grains not only reduces compounds that interfere with protein digestion but also accelerates enzyme activation for sprouting or fermentation when combined with subsequent preparation steps. Heat can also increase mineral bioavailability indirectly by softening plant cell structures, making iron, calcium, and magnesium more accessible during digestion. Conversely, heat can degrade label nutrients such as vitamin C, folate, and certain polyphenol if applied excessively or inappropriately. Water-soluble vitamins are particularly vulnerable to prolonged boiling or high-temperature frying. For example, overcooked broccoli or bell peppers can lose a significant portion of their vitamin C content, while brief steaming preserves most of it. Fat-soluble vitamins, on the other hand, are relatively stable under heat, particularly when combined with a source of dietary fat. This duality illustrates that heat itself is not inherently harmful. It is the method, duration, and context that determine whether processing results in a gain or a loss. Another critical role of heat is in safety and preservation. Sterilization, pasteurization, and baking destroy pathogens, making food safe to consume while extending shelf life. Milk, eggs, grains, and canned vegetables benefit from targeted heat treatments that reduce microbial risk without drastically diminishing nutritional value. In some cases, the heat exposure can even enhance certain compounds. For instance, cooked onions and garlic develop flavonoids that are more bioavailable than in raw forms. Heat also allows culinary creativity and palatability, which indirectly supports nutrition. People eat more vegetables, legumes, and whole grains when they are appealing in texture and flavor, creating a positive feedback loop for health. A practical way to approach heat use is through a simple decision framework. High heat is beneficial when the goal is sterilization, inactivation of harmful enzymes or anti-nutrients, or breakdown of tough fibrous matrices. Moderate or controlled heat is ideal for softening vegetables, activating phytochemicals, and enhancing flavor without excessive nutrient loss. Heat should be minimized or avoided for short-lived water-soluble vitamins, delicate leafy greens, or fruits consumed raw for vitamin C and folate. Timing, cooking medium, and food combinations all influence the outcome. Steaming, blanching, or brief sautéing often preserve heat-sensitive nutrients while improving digestibility, whereas prolonged boiling in large volumes of water can leach minerals and vitamins. At home, applying this insight translates into a practical do/don't checklist. Do use heat strategically. Steam vegetables lightly, pressure cook legumes to neutralize anti-nutrients, roast or sauté colorful vegetables to enhance carotenoid availability, and cook grains just until tender to maximize digestibility. Pair cooked foods with a modest amount of healthy fats to improve absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Do leverage leftover heat. Gently reheat rice or pasta to increase resistant starch and support gut health. Don't overboil delicate vegetables or fruits. Excessive heat destroys vitamin C and some polyphenol. Don't fry or char foods at very high temperatures for extended periods, as this can produce undesirable compounds while degrading sensitive nutrients. Don't assume that raw is always better. Many plant foods, legumes, and grains offer greater overall nutritional utility when heat is applied wisely. In essence, processing loss versus processing gain is not a simple zero-sum game. Heat is a tool, and its impact depends on the nutritional target, the food matrix, and the method applied. When used thoughtfully, cooking transforms grains, legumes, vegetables, and proteins into more digestible, safer, and more nutrient-accessible forms, while also creating meals that are appealing, diverse, and satisfying. Conversely, careless or prolonged heating can reduce sensitive micronutrients, but even then, other compounds and digestibility may improve, underscoring that every cooking choice carries trade-offs. Recognizing these dynamics allows home cooks, food professionals, and policymakers to approach meals with precision, leveraging the power of heat when it enhances nutrition and mitigating its effects when it threatens delicate nutrients. This balanced perspective reframes cooking not as a threat to nutrients, but as a strategic opportunity to unlock the fullest potential of everyday foods.